Hi everybody, I'm CJ Liu and you're listening to the Fired Up with CJ show, and today we have Christina Pratt, who is a shamanic healer, here with us today. Welcome, Christina.
Welcome. Hi everybody. Thank you.
And we were talking about the wonderful piece of work that you've done and developed over how many years has it taken you to
20.
20 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So in the previous segments we were talking about how you came up with this work and how really this work is kind of a distillation of all the different pieces that were meant to kind of bring out the spirit of the heart, which I love and I appreciate. And I love that you put this workshop together in a way that mere mortals can come in and take a workshop and like learn something. So we're going to talk a little bit about the work that we did. So can you give everyone a quick little summary? It's not typically the work that you do, but it was kind of like a summation of all the work that we talked about in the previous segments.
Yeah, and it's similar to what it would be like if someone just wanted a long-distance session for help with this, but they couldn't get to a class or whatever. And so basically, I work with a particular helping spirit that helps with the heart, which I absolutely love working with, which is the hummingbird. The hummingbird is, if anyone has hummingbirds on their land, they know the hummingbirds are really fierce. I mean, they're so small and they're so precise, but they're really fierce. And man, when they fight over territory, you need to get out of the way. Anyway, so the hummingbird also is a helping spirit of balance, particularly balance between what we normally would consider polarities like masculine and feminine. And okay, so anyway, the hummingbird helps with the heart because in my work, the hummingbird is the heart warrior. And will face anything with you to get that heart going. And the idea is we know a chamber is healthy and whole and well when the hummingbird is happy to live in it. So we talk about when the hummingbird lives happily in your heart.
And so you actually, in mine, the hummingbird flew into all the different chambers. It was so wonderful. And I loved all the descriptions. And I thought, is that what, like, does everyone have a unique little vision when you go into the various chambers in your heart? Mine was a cave and like waterfalls and
and so when I do it for people, I just work with the hummingbird and I'm looking, the hummingbird's showing me things, and it's a little less full because I don't want to be invasive.
Right.
But when people do it with the hummingbird themselves, they really get into the chambers like, well, oh my God, this chamber is filled with boxes and it's all got old ledgers from 17 generations back.
No! That's the worst.
Smelly.
Clean it up!
You know, and then they get to the next chamber and it's in nature and it's, you know, this great vista and, then that's the east chamber with the vision in it. And then, so the chambers can be really beautiful, wonderful, comfortable places to be, or they can be very uncomfortable. And the chambers that are uncomfortable usually correspond with things in our life that we find uncomfortable.
Right.
So anyway, so in the work that we did, so I went in and basically asked the hummingbird to show me, what was the state of each of the chambers.
Right.
And then to look at the one that was most challenged to do its job and to try to help that chamber be healthier.
So in my case, it was the south chamber, just to share a little bit. Mine was the south chamber, and when you went in there, it was all fuzzy, which isn't good for someone's vision. So you went in there, you got there, and then you kind of tuned. Then the second part of it was to come up with the medicine, right, which is the pieces of what would actually open, heal those pieces.
Yeah. And so we don't think about this very much, but basically the question, for example, in the south chamber was that's the chamber that needs to be full. When it's in love, it's full. When it goes into fear, we get half-hearted about things. And people go, what's that? And I go, well, what is that? How does half-hearted feel?
Good question. What is that?
And people go, oh my God, that was the day I got married.
Oh, no.
So, we can make some really profound decisions in our life in very not full-hearted ways. And so that, of course, is the goal of all of this, is to be able to be full-hearted. Okay, so anyway, so the first part was sort of looking at the chambers and seeing how they were doing, and then the next is to go around the chambers again to find out what is their medicine that would help them to either stay in their healthy state or become healthier. And then with yours, then we also went into what might need to happen for the chamber that seemed most problematic.
Most fuzzy.
Well, and the other
clear.
thing, you asked me a really good question, I thought. You asked, is this just my heart in the moment? Is it going to be different next week? And at this level, we're really talking about kind of like a fundamental structure of your heart. This isn't going to change weekly. This is the kind of thing that we change this and then it changes your life.
Right, and all of a sudden it's like it's cave and now it's an ocean. It's not going to be that dramatic of a change. It may be a cave with a unicorn sitting outside the next day.
Right.
In my imagination.
Right. But it's still going to basically be the cave.
Cave, right, yeah. Which I find fascinating, that mine is a cave. I'm a cave woman. My wisdom is a cave woman.
Right, but the other thing about that is it's also speaking to, there's also very much a yin-yang aspect to this. Even though it's not a 5-element system, it very much draws on an excess of a good thing is a bad thing. So that excess and deficiency that you see in Chinese medicine is also applied here in the heart. And so the cave is actually a really strong symbol of yin, nourished yin energy, dark, earthy. It's an open cave. It's not a closed cave. And so it's actually really good, really considered very healthy.
Oh, good. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm not a hermetic. Is that what it's called, hermetic? I'm not hermetic. Or if I am, I'm a healthy one because there's an open door. Okay, so I actually thought it was really interesting. So the medicines, as I recall, one was to have fun and adventure. The other one was connect with people. And the third was and everyone is going to be specific to different people. And the other one was for me to align myself with spirit and earth. And the fourth one, what was the fourth one? I can't remember what the fourth one was. Oh, helping people. Oh, yeah, that one, which is probably the one that relates to the most.
Right.
Now, in that one, what was so fascinating is this weekend I started and founded with my girlfriend an adventure club.
Oh, wow.
So I got a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Adventure and connection with friends.
Yeah.
And you know what? Knowing the medicine, I walked in there with more conviction. I'm like, we are going to make this work, and we are going to do this monthly, because it is good for my heart. And I went in there, and because everyone, how you go around the circle, like, why are you doing this? And I was like, it's good for my heart, and I know that, because I had a shamanic healer tell me so.
Christina said so.
And it felt right, like I knew, because like you said, even though you may not be a shamanic healer, maybe you can't feel like you can't tap into those things, you feel it. Like when I heard the medicine that you were able to gather when you went in there, it felt right, and everything was like everything kind of click, 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 click. Everything made sense. And I think it gives you more, like you said, so like practice and skill to know what those things are.
And then you got to come at that project really wholehearted, because you knew it was going to bring medicine, and you could listen to other people, but you weren't going to hold back yourself. So it gives us that ability to be in life.
Yeah.
And to be in life with healthy emotions.
Yeah.
You wanted it. You let them know. This is happening.
Well, and I think actually when you do that, because it's exactly, you awaken the courageous heart. And so when people see that you have the courage to do that, they say, like, I can too.
Exactly.
And that was what I think was also beautiful about my statements.
Yeah.
I don't say so myself.
But the thing is, when people start chickening out around the heart, everybody does. It goes around the room, and all of a sudden, nothing's happening.
That's
Everyone's being
true.
nice. It's like, ew.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
when people show some courage and some conviction, it stirs the pot, and it brings people out. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you all have actually created something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece of work. So for people who can't necessarily go to your workshop, they could work with you one-on-one.
Yeah.
And how would they do that?
Well, they can connect through the website, which is lastmaskcenter.org, and just go to the contact page and contact us. And people can come to Portland to see me. This is also one of the kinds of shamanic healing work I can do very easily long distance.